I was fucked up. I was lost. I was confused. But don't get misconstrued. And don't think this shit don't happen to men too, because it do. I'm a living witness. It took me years to realize this. Even come out and say it. Because I didn't want to face it. I mean, I would look at it like, the fuck is wrong with me? I'm supposed to be this big, strong, burly dude. How could you let this shit happen to you? I mean, you hear about women getting raped, women getting molested, and touched on, and all that sick ass shit. But you never thought to think when it happened to us and what we must deal with. We seen as the men. We seen as the ruler, the king, the strong one. This shit shouldn't have happened to me. I mean, shit. When that happened, this shit had me doubting my own masculinity. I didn't want to tell nobody. I didn't want nobody to know that shit happened to me. I guess that's why I seen a post and it resonated with me that sometimes I tend to fall in love easily because of the shit that happened to me. And now here I am. I got PTSD off this shit. I don't like nobody behind me. Even at the grocery store, I get tight in the neck and in the shoulders. I can feel you behind me. I can feel your energy. I don't like this shit. I don't like nothing or nobody behind me. Especially when I don't see it coming. When I don't know you there, I don't like nobody behind me or none of that shit. This sad case is something I have to deal with. I mean, sure, over time, I learned to deal with it. But this shit ain't nothing gonna carry. Just something I just have to learn to deal with it. I mean, I was embarrassed. I was doubt myself. Like how could you let it get to this? How could you let this happen to you? You supposed to be the strong one, man. Got bravado, ego, all that shit. You let this shit happen to you? What's wrong with you? Yeah, that's what I was. I thought something wrong with me. Cause for a slight minute, I let somebody take advantage of me. I guess that's why sometimes I tend to fall easily, but I trust slowly. I mean, I built walls. I don't know who to trust. I'm not so trusting. It might be unrealistic of me to think everybody's the same, but I don't know. I can't help it. I mean, I just don't like it. I don't like be behind me. I get tense in my shoulders, my neck area, all that. I just don't like it. I like be behind me. I don't even like my daughter behind me. I get on her, even though I want her to know it ain't her fault. But I just let her know daddy doesn't like people behind him. And I don't. I don't even when I'm walking down the sidewalk, if I see somebody walking towards me on the same sidewalk as me, I get on the side and let them pass. Or if they coming up from behind me, I stop and move over till they walk past me. That's how much I don't like people behind me. I mean, it's shit. It's something I gotta deal with forever. I get tense. I get agitated. I don't like the shit. People might think it's funny, think they laughing and playing. Like, oh, shit ain't nothing. Like, yeah, I don't like that shit. I don't like people behind me. Because I was lost, confused. I fucked up behind the shit. So don't get it misconstrued that men don't have to deal with this shit. And I'm a living witness because I'm one of the men that had to deal with this shit and still dealing with it. Got PTSD behind the shit. I don't like people behind me. I get tense. All that shit. I don't like nobody behind me. Even at the doors in the checkout lane, I don't like people behind me. I will move up or move to the side just so nobody behind me. I just don't. Get real tense up in the shoulders and the neck area. I don't like people behind me. So to those people, men or women, children or otherwise alike, if you've been through this and been touched on, been molested, been raped, what have you, don't think that shit is your fault, because it's not. Like, you will get through it. We might have a long road to go down, but we will get through it. People might laugh and whatever and giggle. Like, look at him, like, he ain't like be behind him. Like, they don't get it because they ain't dealt with it. And men, to my fellas out there that been through it, I feel your pain. We ashamed, we embarrassed, we don't want to admit this shit. But we got to come out with it. Because I'm quite sure there's more men that have dealt with this. That's scared to speak up. Scared how we gonna be perceived. We might scared we gonna be perceived as weak. Or whatever. You start doubting yourself, like, how can I let this shit happen to me? But it can. I'm a living witness, it can happen to you. So don't think it can't. So that's it, man. Just don't think it can't happen to you, because it can.